Hello everybody, my name is LadyBathory. This is a introduction to a beginner's guide for Warframe players. So if you're new to Warframe, welcome. You've come to the right channel. I am an avid Warframe player and I'll just basically be explaining the modding system for newer players. So if you're a little bit confused or lost, don't worry, we've all been there. I'm just going to give you a basic breakdown of how modding works in this game. So if you're aware of this little modding station over here, this is where you need to be. Mods play a very vital part in the game. So this is your first stop to basically empowering your Warframe and all your weapons. So to start off, I'm gonna have a look at a mod called Serration. Please excuse my game for freezing. Look up Serration. It is a very common drop in the game, and you'll notice that you get a flawed version in your earlier quests in the game. So flawed mods, don't worry too much about it. Eventually you'll pick up a non-flawed version which will look like that. So if you have a look at your mod over here, it's a silver mod. All mods have different colors depending on how rare or how common they are, silver being in the middle. Not something you need to worry about too much for now. But Serration is a very powerful mod. It adds damage to your rifles. So this mod you'll be using throughout the game, in fact. It is a mod I still use up till today, and I'll explain a little bit later how it can help you through your humble beginnings of your first couple of planets throughout Warframe. So I'm going to be explaining the different kind of symbols and what everything means on the mod. This will apply for all mods and not just Serration in particular. So over here you've got a little tick. This little tick is called a polarity. I'll explain in the weapons upgrade menu what polarities do and how they can help you, not to overwhelm you with too much information. So you've got your little polarity over here with a number. You've got the name of the mod, so that's called Serration. And underneath it, just a basic description of what it does. So it adds plus 15% damage as a base mod without applying any sort of upgrade to it. So you've got your dots over here. So Seration's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little dots. And you've got what it says there, rifle. So this mod is specific to rifles, or what they call primary weapons, or actually rifles, because there's different types of primary weapons. So we'll select one for now. So I've selected one Serration mod because I've got 16 of them. And those little dots that I've explained earlier, what they basically mean is that you can upgrade the mod. So the more you upgrade the mod, the more damage it does. I have a fully upgraded Serration. So you see base Serration does 15% damage. A fully maxed out Serration does 165 damage. Now this uses a little resource called Endo. Endo you get throughout the game. It's a drop, it's quite a common drop by enemies, and there's some farming points which you can get Endo by just doing some runs and some missions, but we'll concentrate on that a little bit later. But for now, Endo is your main resource in order to upgrade your mods. So by upgrading them, you effectively add more damage to the mod. So for now, I would say don't worry too much about upgrading them if you don't have the resources, but this mod is very important. It's used throughout the game, like I said earlier, and you want to hold on to something like this. Don't sell it, don't do anything silly, and don't get sucked into selling your mods for credits or dissolving it for Endo. Worry about that once you have a gazillion duplicates of the mod, but hold on to your mods for now. And Serration is very, very important. So I'm going to go over to our menu for weapons. Understand that a Bratton is your beginner gun. So I don't have the normal Bratton anymore, but I've got the Bratton Prime. It's just a Prime version. It's the same weapon. So I've done a little bit of a build here, just using some common mods that you get in the beginning, Serration being one of them. You obviously won't have a maxed out one for now, which is fine, but Serration and Sawtooth Clip. Now the reason I've added Sawtooth Clip is because it adds slash damage. So if you look over here to your left, you've got your basic stats, which is slash, impact, and puncture. I would recommend, if a weapon does more over the other, add a mod that adds to that damage so that your weapon is more effective. So if I take away Sawtooth Clip, you'll see that it only does a base of 55.2 slash. As soon as I add it, it does 71.8. So that is how I would recommend you build up your weapons from the beginning. You guys obviously won't have all these lovely mods, these gold and funky mods, and they're all maxed out, but that's okay. You can also add a couple of mods which does damage to Corrupted, which is called Bane of Corrupted. There's also Bane of Corpus. There's lots of other mods which you can play around with, which adds damage, but I would say focus on Serration for now, and focus on your slash, impact, or puncture mods, which they are quite common in the beginning, and then your Bane mods, depending on which faction you'll be going against. But that's about it. So also what you want to have a look for is your polarities, like I explained to you earlier. This weapon has no polarities whatsoever, but you'll find on some weapons it will have a little symbol. So if you take a mod that matches the symbol, it halves the capacity in which it uses. So that's quite handy. So try and match your symbols for now. We'll also be doing another video later on explaining what the symbols mean and how you can use that to your advantage. I don't want to overwhelm everyone with all this information. So that's basically how I would explain. So each mod matching the polarity would halve the cost of the mod, thus using less capacity on the weapon or Warframe. So in all, the best way to build up a weapon would be to focus more on the damage it outputs. If it outputs more than the basic stats of the weapon, it will help you in the beginning of your solar chart. So going through the planets, you obviously don't want to focus too much on your Warframe, but your weapons are key in the beginning. And that's the best way I can explain how mods work. If there's any other questions you guys have, feel free to mention it in the comments. Myself and Machine, we also do stream quite regularly on Twitch. We will be streaming Warframe once a week. So if you feel that you've got some other questions to ask, feel free to pop on by on our Twitch channels. You're more than welcome to bombard us with a million questions there. We have been playing Warframe for about a year. I think it's been about a year now. And we'd like to help you in your humble beginnings of Warframe.
Hey folks, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.
So don't forget to like and subscribe to the video if you've enjoyed the content. Don't forget to stop on by to our Twitch channel.
We stream on Twitch under the name LadyBathory and Machine.
Link will be in the description, and to hit that follow to see whenever we go live. Thank you so much for tuning into the video, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.